Real bread tastes great, full of nutrition, satisfies your appetite. Nothing beats the stuff of life, the lasting energy. Real bread tastes great, with a little butter, honey, egg or avocado. Real bread, let it be a companion with every meal.
Today I want to show you how to make a real genuine sourdough starter. And these are the tools that we need to make the starter with. Plastic bowl, don't need a big one because we're only going to use a cup of flour. We've got a paddle or a wooden spoon. Got a cup of freshly ground flour from our mill, a cup of water, and we need a couple of jars. Doesn't matter what size. That's about a litre jar. That's a bit bigger, and we need like a cotton cloth and a rubber band. We can also use, this is like a liner for drawers if you haven't got a cotton cloth, but that'll give you a bit of an idea of what we can do. Okay, this is very simple, so simple. People complicate it. So all we need to do is this. We get a cup of our flour, a cup of flour goes into the bowl. We've got a cup of water just there. You won't need to use all the water. You want to make it not too sloppy, but sloppy enough. So I'm going to go in that fast. Okay, let's do it. And just mix it up. That's the consistency of it. You know, a little bit sloppy, but not too sloppy. That's it. That's your consistency. Now we're going to put it into a jar. I'll put it into this one. That's how I normally do it. Just pour it into the jar. Okay, so you've got it in the jar. We then put our cotton cloth over the top and the rubber band. Now the whole idea of having a cotton cloth or this one here is so that the airborne microorganisms can penetrate into the flour and water starter to create the ferment, to create the leavening. The leavening is what makes the bread rise. So this is so important. Now once you've done that, you need to find a place to put it. Okay, now we need to find a home for this starter. For 7 days, we'll put it in the same spot. Now, as you can see here, we've got a wonderful deck. It's an all-weather deck, and you're away from the sun, you're away from the rain. So this will give you an idea. When I look around, I've got an ideal place to put this over here. And also, you need to put it not near any shrubs or trees that have got a strong odour, smell, because that can permeate into the sourdough as well. So I've got an ideal spot over here, so come over here and I'll show you where I'm going to put my starter. I'm going to put it down here. Starter goes down there. We're out of the rain, we're out of the sun. So that's what happens. We leave that there. And in 24 hours, we will do another starter.
24 hours later.
After 24 hours, we'll repeat the process. Very simple. 1 cup of the flour. Now, look, I've got a cup of water, 250 mils, but we won't use it all. So don't tip it all in there. The same applies to when you're starting it off. We don't need to put the whole lot in because you don't want to be too sloppy. So we do 250 mils. You can put a fair bit in there, but let's just see how that goes there. Okay, and we do mix it up. See the consistency of it. Make it fairly sloppy, but not too sloppy. Okay, now what we do is the starter that we originated with, which has been out for 24 hours, we just take a proportion of that. Now you don't have to use the whole lot. So because if you do it over 7 days, you might have too much of the starter. So you can get a, sort of a good half of it. You got your starter in there. You mix it up, and you'll do. Okay, mix it all up, and put it in another jar. Put your cotton over the top with your rubber band and put it back in the same spot you had it before. Now you will repeat this process for 7 days. Make sure you do it within the 24 hours. You'll do it for 7 days. And after the 7 days, you're going to have something like this. Now this is the 7th day of my starter. You're going to start getting a few bubbles that'll appear. That's important because you know that it's ready to go. Once it's at that stage, so that's on the 7th day, we're going to cap it, put a cap on it, and put it in the fridge. Okay, so that's the 2nd day mix, and notice I've left a little bit of the starter from the previous day in the jar. You'll find that will be the case every day. You don't have to use all the starter, maybe half of the content of the starter that you left overnight to put it in the new mix. After 7 days, your starter's a little bit like that with the bubbles. See the bubbles? You'll know it's ready to rock and roll. So we take the cotton or the plastic off and we cap it. Put a cap on it. Always remember. So there's your wild fermented starter. This is your mother. It's your most important part of your sourdough bread because without that, it's not going to rise the bread. So what you do is you put it in the fridge. And that is where it's going to live for the rest of its life. It needs to be in the fridge until you are ready to make your sourdough starter. Now, what happens is the next day, don't expect that to rise your bread. Do it gradually. So next day, do another cup of flour with the water, same process. Put a little bit of your starter, or half of that, say starter, into it and put it back in the fridge. The next day, then you're ready to make your starter up, which will make the bread. And I'll go into more detail when I show you how to make real bread. But that's how you make your real, genuine sourdough starter. There's no imposter there, you've got the real deal. Remember, you've got the freshly milled organic flour, nothing taken from it, nothing added to it, it's all ready to rock and roll. And the airborne microflora, the bacteria will thrive on that. And you'll have a wonderful loaf of bread as a result of it.
Tastes great, full of nutrition, satisfies your appetite. Nothing beats the stuff of life, the lasting energy. Real bread tastes great with a little butter, honey, egg, or avocado. Real bread